let's talk about some of our creepy friends. Here they are. They are Madagascar hissing cockroaches, or she is a Madagascar hissing cockroach. Madagascar hissing cockroaches are from Madagascar, just like the name says. So this is a cockroach that can be found on the forest floor on that island off the coast of Africa. They'll be scurrying along, hanging out with their colony. These guys are typically found in colonies of about 1,000 or more. So there's a lot of them at one time. Now, when they are scurrying across the forest floor, these animals have invertebrates have an important job to do. What they do is recycle. They are scavengers and decomposers. So they go around, they look for all sorts of delicious foods that other animals might not want to eat. So things that have been maybe decaying on the forest floor, detritus, they'll eat that stuff on up. Other animals are not going to be so interested in that. Now this is a female right here. Female cockroaches have no horns, whereas the male cockroach, you can see here, we've got a little net. So these guys have those big horns on their head, and those horns are how we know that it's a male. No horns, or just a little bump there, is a female cockroach. Now, cockroaches and all invertebrates have an exoskeleton. So the shiny brown and black shell that we're seeing, that is her exoskeleton. So it's almost like having a helmet over her whole entire body. And that's going to be really useful for when they're moseying on around, and they can go up and down, and if they fall or anything like that, they're going to, just like that, they're going to be able to stay nice and safe while they are moving around. So that exoskeleton actually isn't always brown and black. Sometimes it will be white if they had just molted. So molting is something that cockroaches do when they get bigger, almost like a snake shedding their skin. These guys will shed their exoskeleton, and when they molt, they'll be a little bit white, and that's going to be their exoskeleton until it hardens, and that hard exoskeleton is going to be this brown-black color. All right, my friends, now Mackenzie is going to show us a little bit of a treat that is perfect for Halloween because it is chocolate covered. She is going to be eating a chocolate covered cricket. Delicious chocolate on that cricket. Now the reason that we're eating chocolate covered crickets is because, well, it's Halloween and they're chocolate covered, but also we talk a lot with our bugology exhibit about how crickets are used as a sustainable protein. So that means that they're packed full of protein and they're good for the environment to farm too. A little bit better than cattle production, and we'll talk about why. But first, let's let Mackenzie gobble up that cricket. There we go. Oh, I don't know if you guys could hear that crunch. It sounds delicious. Mackenzie, how delicious is it?
Quite delicious. The chocolate is yummy. Best way to describe it is maybe like a Kit Kat, where it's chocolatey with a slight crunch.
Perfect. Yeah, we hear a lot about them tasting like Kit Kats at our bugology program. We also hear about them, maybe if they don't have the chocolate on them, tasting a little bit like a sunflower seed, a little salty. So really, really a delicious little treat. Now, the reason that we are eating those crickets is because not only are they a delicious source of protein, actually even more so than beef, protein, fiber, and even omega-3s. They have more of all of that than cattle does. But also, too, because there's a little bit more of a sustainable production of crickets. For cattle, it takes about 2,000 gallons of water. For 1 pound of beef, it takes only a gallon of water for 1 pound of crickets. So really, really a lot better with water consumption. The other thing, too, is our carbon footprint. Cattle is really a big emitter of carbon dioxide into the atmosphere through their farming, and crickets not so much. A little bit better for the environment that way too. And of course, space. Cattle takes up a lot of space. Crickets don't take up that much room. They're a lot smaller. Now, actually, just because we didn't talk about it, I don't know if you guys heard her. She's hissing a little bit. Oh, and now she's cleaning her antenna. But when she hisses, she pushes air out of her spiracles all at one time. Spiracles are holes on the sides of her body that they breathe out of, and that's why they're called hissing cockroaches. Now, if you guys are not planning on serving your trick-or-treaters with crickets for Halloween, scroll on down because there is a really great chart that we posted a few days ago on Wednesday that will give you some really great Halloween candy options that use sustainable palm oil, and so really good to supply your trick-or-treaters with. Thank you guys so much for joining us, and we'll see you next Friday. Have a happy Halloween.